An elephant can easily uproot a small twig or a small plant from the soil, but it cannot move a huge, fully grown, matured tree. So what is providing the strength and the rigidity to a huge tree? For that, we need to see what lies inside the trunk. So, this is a trunk of a tree. If you cut it longitudinally and transversely and observe the sections under the microscope, this is what you'll see. When you cut it longitudinally, you'll see cells that are long and elongated. See, all the cells are long in nature. And when you cut the stem or the trunk transversely and observe it under the microscope, this is what you're going to see. You'll see a lot of cells with a very thickened cell wall. See, all the cells have thickened cell walls. So the cells that are present, or the cells that accumulates to form the tissues, and the tissues that are present inside the stems are long, narrow cells. See, they are long and they are narrow. When you see the transverse section of the stem, you're going to see cells like these with very thickened cell walls. Now, what causes the thickening? Well, these thickenings are caused due to the deposition of a substance known as lignin on the cell wall. So lignin facilitates the formation of these thick cell walls in these tissues. See, they are very thick cell walls, and these thickenings are caused due to lignin. Now notice one thing, since these have a very thick cell walls, the space inside the cell, they become very narrow and very small. That indicates the lack of cellular organelles. If there are no cellular organelles, then all the functions that are performed by these organelles are not going to happen. So that indicates a dead cell. So these cells that are present in the trunk of a tree, they are all dead cells because of the lack of cellular organelles. So the trunk is what providing the rigidity and the strength to the tree. And the trunk contains a tissue known as the Sclerenchyma tissue. Why Sclerenchyma? Because Sclerenchyma, the scleren part of the word means hard, and chyma is the infilling. So Sclerenchyma tissue that is present inside this trunk is what is giving the rigidity and the excessive strength to the tree. So the thin-walled parenchyma cells with time gets converted to collenchyma cells. Parenchyma cells have a very thin cell wall. Now when there are additional depositions on the cell wall like this, they form the collenchyma tissue. Now collenchyma tissue is a living tissue, but all living cells, or the cells that form the tissue, it is a living tissue. All cells die. So when collenchyma cells die, they form sclerenchyma cells, which form the sclerenchyma tissue. So the sclerenchyma tissue consists of dead cells. They have additional depositions on their cell wall, making the cell wall even more thicker. So sclerenchyma tissue provides a lot of strength to the plant. Now the parenchyma tissue, the collenchyma tissue, and the sclerenchyma tissue forms the entire plant. So all the three tissues form the structure of the plant, and therefore it provides structural support to the plant. So only the collenchyma tissue and the Sclerenchyma tissue, they have thickened cell walls because of additional depositions like lignin in case of the Sclerenchyma tissue. Because of these additional depositions, they provide a lot of strength to the plant. Therefore, Collenchyma tissue and the Sclerenchyma tissue only, they provide mechanical support to the plant. So Sclerenchyma tissue provides strength to the plant parts. They are present in the stems and in the trunks of the trees. Now think about other hard structures that are found in the trees. Well, notice the veins of the leaf. This is a leaf and these are the veins. Veins have a very tough nature, and that is because veins contain this Sclerenchyma tissue that has thickened walls, and because of those thickened walls, they provide the rigidity and the toughness to the veins. Now think about the walnuts. Even they have a very thick and a very tough outer covering. So Sclerenchyma tissue is present in these outer coverings as well. And that is what gives the walnuts the hardness. And the walnuts are therefore harder than other fruits because of the presence of Sclerenchyma tissue. So now you know what defeated the elephant. Why the elephant was not able to move the fully grown tree. Well, when a small sapling grows, more and more Sclerenchyma tissue gets formed, and these Sclerenchyma tissues give a lot of strength and rigidity to the adult plant. So when a plant is young, they do not have Sclerenchyma tissue, they have parenchyma and Collenchyma tissue, but when they start growing, the Collenchyma tissue gets converted to form Sclerenchyma tissue with additional depositions on their cell wall, depositions of lignin, and this lignin facilitates a lot of mechanical strength to the plant. So that is why an adult tree is very hard and you cannot move, or even an elephant cannot move an adult plant.